What is up, peeps? TVHD, and I'd like to welcome you to a rant video. Now, I don't do this much because I don't like negativity being portrayed on my channel because I'm not really a negative person, but now I am absolutely outraged. And as you can tell by the title, it's definitely about Arsenal. Now, if you follow me on Twitter, or if you follow me in any sort of social media in any sense, you know that I'm a huge Arsenal fan. On my Twitter, I post about it a lot of the time, and it has been transferred deadline day yesterday, and it went absolutely horrible for Arsenal. And I did shed a few opinions on Twitter, which, you know, some supported, some didn't. And that's the whole point of this, you know, to kind of shed my opinion and see if you agree on how I feel about this. And if you have any sort of, you know, opinions that may, you know, justify how I feel or, you know, go against how I feel. So, nonetheless, it's been a minute in and I've talked too much. So let's get into it. So, Arsene Wenger, the manager at Arsenal. Now, I'm not going to go and just rant and tackle him and punch him in the face during this video, because I know when it comes to transfers in a football club, it's not just his decision, but he has admitted many times in interviews and stuff, saying like his role is to make the decision. Like, he is the one who will say yes and no to a player, whether or not to you know, put the money in the table, how much money is on the table, and whether or not to go for the player. He has the power to control that. And I think that's good enough for me to sit there and make an opinion on this, on him and the club in general, as to how they act in the transfer window. And I'm disappointed, completely disappointed, that we signed a goalkeeper. Petr Cech, probably the best signing of the summer, to be fair, in some people's eyes in terms of the BPL. It's probably one of the best signings in the BPL, but we haven't even bought an outfield player, and we're the only club in the top 5 clubs in Europe to not buy an outfield player this summer. And we actually need it more than any of the top 5 clubs in Europe. We're probably the one who's probably far behind from these top 5 clubs in Europe or whatever. And by top 5 clubs, I mean like top 5 clubs in each league, I think. We need an outfield player. We need a striker who is not... I'm not saying Giroud is bad, but we need someone who also adds a different dynamic. So if there's a game where Giroud isn't performing and he can't do what he does to the best of his ability, we need to put someone who's maybe more pacey, prolific, and generally a centre forward, not like a conversion of like Sanchez or Walcott up front. Someone like a Lacazette. Now, I know he wasn't going to happen or anything like that, but I'm using him as an example. I'm not saying we should have got him, but I'm saying someone like a Lacazette or someone like an Aguero. Now, you would argue, you know, is there any available? Which, to some extent, yeah, there's barely anyone available. Benzema wouldn't come. Cavani, now, that was something I saw possible. Now, I don't think Cavani's, you know, just going to reach his peak again. I think he's not going to reach the highs he did at Napoli, but he could have just came and done a better job than Giroud or something like that, you know, someone who just is a name to absolutely give some sort of uplift to the squad, because the squad right now is just, they're just not performing. They don't have any freshness in the team that, you know, it can allow them to feel good and, you know, make them feel, you know, like able to do much more. Like when Ozil came, he gave a massive uplift in a down period, allowing us to perform well, being top of the table most of that season, even though we finished 4th. Sanchez came and, well, essentially carried us to 3rd place. So, we needed that signing again. Someone should just give us an extra lift and a push, saying we can contend. And just say, forget about what happened these past few games. Forget about West Ham. You know, just forget all that. We got a new player. We got someone who we can look up to and can do the business when it's need to be done. And that hasn't happened. Even Giroud himself has said, we need another striker. Giroud, our striker, has said he needs another striker. They need another striker. Everyone but Wenger thinks we need another striker. And I mean everyone. Everyone in the sporting community, everyone, even people who are ex-professionals, see that we need another striker. Oh no, but Wenger knows everything. No, he doesn't. He doesn't know everything about football. He's one of the most intelligent men in football right now in the BPL. He's one of the most experienced. I think he's the Is he the oldest in it? Anyway, he's one of the most experienced in the BPL. He knows how the BPL is, and I understand that he has so much knowledge, but, you know, I feel like it's backed up with his ignorance to see that Giroud is not the answer. Nor is, I know Coquelin is great, but what if he gets injured? We need a backup. You know, so I'm not here slating Giroud, I'm just slating the positions. And Giroud is the only real one in the position. Welbeck likes to play striker, but he's always injured, he always has an issue. Walcott likes to play striker, but he doesn't do it right, he's just quick. He doesn't understand his positioning, he doesn't make the correct runs in that position. He's definitely better off as a winger, in my eyes, even though he prefers striker, he's just not fit for that. Sanchez, again, you could say you could play him in the centre forward position, but he does so much better out wide, because that's what he likes. He likes playing out wide, so... You know, the only real centre forward, like out-and-out striker that we have right now is Giroud. I'm not slating Giroud, I'm slating the position that we only have one player there that can do the real stuff. And he scored some fantastic goals already, but it's just, he's not as consistent. And even he knows that, you know, he wants to score more goals, he said it himself. And we need someone to give that lift. May it be a CDM, may it be a striker. And it's just completely, I'm flabbergasted by, do you like that word, flabbergasted? I'm completely flabbergasted by the complete just ignorance of the situation at Arsenal by the club themselves, you know, to not take action on it. Now, they might have been trying to take action on it, you know, they might have been working really hard and have just gone the wrong way. You know, they spent so much time trying to get Benzema. It's kind of obvious. They haven't personally admitted it, but it's kind of clear that they wanted Benzema. And they tried so hard, spent so much money to get him, just to pursue him. And it didn't happen. He wanted to stay. You know, and now it's the end of the window. Benzema wasn't coming. Everyone's saying Cavani because Cavani's the only realistic option left, even though that was so unlikely. And look, we've got no one. We didn't even buy an Alexandre Pato, which I would have taken because that's a different dynamic. That's a different player to Giroud. And he can come on. Do something different at Arsenal. Something different, something Giroud won't do. And even that didn't happen. You know? It's completely unreal. It's like, usually for me on deadline day, Wenger just tries to do something to please the fans. He doesn't he'll sign Welbeck or something just because the fans said, oh, we need a striker who's quick. Okay, I'll just grab Welbeck, just keep it quiet. But now he's just not giving a shit. Like, generally, you could work your ass off, I understand that, and not get anyone, but there's no excuses. He had the whole window to monitor everyone's situation and just attack. Get the player you want, put the money on the table, be a Man City, be a Chelsea. Just put the money on the table and be like, look, we're having him, no one else is, and we're going to pay this money for him. You got to take risks. You got to pay big money. Manchester City spent £50 million for Sterling. He's doing all right, isn't he? Of course, he's got a lot to live up to that. But is he doing the job? Yes. And that's what matters. Does he do the job? Of course. It's a gamble. You got to take that. I would have paid £50 million for Cavani. Even though I think that is way too much. You got to take a gamble. And he didn't. He doesn't like to take gambles. He's an absolute kitten in a cage full of tigers. It is just stupid. And it's very disappointing.